So it's May 10th, just past midnight, and wanted to get this out to you all. So this is going to be the Sun Gate transit for May 10th to May 15th, and this is the Sun and Gate 23, the gate of assimilation. The quote I have here is individuation speaks with the quintessence of simplicity. And I will be breaking that down. I'm going to share a little context first, and then I'll be breaking down the meaning of the gate, including its connecting channel, as well as the forecast for the next 5 days while the sun is in this gate. So this will be the sun moving into gate 23 on Saturday, May 10th, and it'll go all the way into next Thursday on the 15th. And then it'll move next into gate. So peek at that. It'll go into gate 8, another gate of individuality. Seems that Taurus Scorpio polarity is full of very individuated channels. And you could tell that because here, when you look at the body graph, the gates that are in the middle going down from the head center all the way down, because they are in the middle, these are all individual gates and channels, whereas the particular channels on the sides of this middle channel are collective. And then some spaces over here we see the tribal channels and gates. And you can see for this day of today that we have one channel activated, and that's the 4323, the channel of the genius freak. And, a genius when you're being asked for your knowingness, and a freak when you're going on about, people will know what you're going on about. You're just talking a bunch of nonsense, and no one gets what you're saying. I'm not familiar with that at all. And that channel is a very powerful channel. It's kind of common. It's in all the solstice and equinox babies usually have that. Ra Uru, who had it, the founder of human design. It's a very acoustic channel that assimilates information that's nonverbal and then just starts speaking and doesn't really know what it's saying until it comes out. And it's kind of formulating in through acoustic signals that are being kind of channeled in, and it's saying whatever it is. And it's always in a voice of individuation. I mean, it could be negated. It is also a voice of deafness, where you're either deaf to others or deaf to yourself, or kind of both. Actually, it manifests that way when you're not utilizing your own and sharing your own personal insights. Then this is a gate in which you may not necessarily be speaking comfortably your truths, because you may feel that your truths may not be heard in response. But this is essentially about that, about speaking and not getting caught up in complexity either, but speaking with simplicity. And here I noted the quintessence of simplicity, because true knowledge expresses itself in clarity. Ultimately, it does. Sometimes I'll bring around and around and around to arrive at a clear insight of what I'm attempting to express by playing with different metaphors and similes. And sometimes it'll just come out the way it does, and then I'll go through different permutations of expression. And so this is going to be a channel that all of us are going to have access to this next week. And it means that it'll be about speaking our truth. Now, the full moon's coming up on May 12th. That's going to be Monday, I think, right? 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, Monday, which is going to activate the 23 and it's opposite the 43. In astrology, it'll be in gate, well, not in astrology, but in astrological sign, it will be in Scorpio, 22 degrees. And this will be opposing Taurus, 22 degrees. So it'll be hitting a lot of the geopolitical leaders and country ascendants. There's so much Scorpio and Taurus active in some of our leaders, our political leaders, as well as certain countries. And so there'll be a lot of action, but I'll go into that tomorrow. Well, once me and Dorje are going to do the Marduk's musing tomorrow, and we'll do a full moon video, more insight. But to really give a central kind of gravity to this gate 23, you can see that it's coming out of the throat right here. It's circled in red. It's pointing up towards the ajna center. Now, the 23 being part of the channel of Genius Freak and connecting to gate 43, the gate of insight. These are both gates about expression your personal truth, as I was saying. And the question that lies here in this channel is, can I say what is? Essentially, can I just say what is without over explaining or excusing or placating or defending or even controlling the energy of an environment? And if I can, then I can make the leap of faith. Then I can jump to the next world. Then I can guide others from one world to another. Then I can get through the shock. So speaking your truth in a simple way to be with impact on the collective will penetrate through the hypocrisy of our control systems and the intense control systems that have attempted to imprison our mind. Because ultimately, the freedoms and the prisons are in the mind. And just like many brilliant novels, Nabokov's Invitation to a Beheading, Kafka's Parable Before the Law, and most of Philip K. Dick's novels and short stories, most of Borges's short stories, we come to this reality of again and again and again, even in like aphotic Gnosticism and parables in the Dead Sea Scrolls, Sufi parables, the Gnostic Gospels. All these share stories, with the deepest insight being that we're all trapped in cages with the door left wide open. And I would add that we are in the dark, screaming in vanity, blind to the open door. And in the current time we're living in, the frequency of who we are is activated by our voice. And if we enjoy the voice of another, then they're on our frequency, they're on our fractal. And what they express hits us and expresses through us and matches a certain resonance that we can also all give kind of refract back and match a different frequency, not this seeming kind of control matrix energy, but a higher frequency of awareness, asserting our awareness and our own truths and our own authenticity and all those layers that make up our own edifice of personal power and collective power. That can't be knocked out. Can't be simply just hidden or shut down. The real power with this particular gate, and even really the whole channel, is that when you assert a truth in the world, everyone feels it. It doesn't matter if there's attempts to dismiss it or redirect it or quiet it down or shut it down or name call it. It doesn't matter. It's been said, and this responsibility has been made. And it's made in the direction of who it was spoken to. Because once a truth is made clear, responsibility is attached to it. It's been spoken. The energy's been directed. Now it must be dealt with, depending on the type, in response, through invitation, through being informed, or through being sampled. And so these next couple days, this is Scorpio, Taurus. So again, expect to see a lot of chaos, a lot of geopolitical effects from this. Not too much. I don't think this just kind of sudden shifts and sudden interesting developments, sudden shocking developments too. This full moon is going to be opposing Uranus. So essentially what we have for the next week is the activation of this 4323. And the throat is a channel of manifestation, or center of transformation. So there will be treaties made and agreements made and deals ended and treaties ended. And so there's going to be a lot of communication is what we're looking at for this next week. And so for you personally, for all of you, this is about speaking your truth, but not to the negation of others. This is a little touchy, kind of a touchy full moon, being in the last decon of Scorpio. It's not as lethal as the first two decons, but it is very sensitive to the polarity with Taurus in terms of conflict and communicating to reach compromise, to work with others. These are all important themes as well. And so, let me see if there's anything else I could add to that. It'll be followed next Thursday, Friday by Gate 8. So a little preview on Gate 8. Gate 8 is another very individual gate, and you could see it there already activated by Uranus. And so we're going to have, I think, closer to the end of the week next week, a Sun conjunct Gate 8. And that'll be around the time that I do the next broadcast. And that's going to be very interesting. That's going to be Uranus Cazimi, Uranus in the heart of the sun. When a planet is in the center of the sun, it's kind of hiding out. It's kind of dissolving and disappearing into the sun and then reappearing on its way out. And this dissolving is like an expression of the essence of that planet's spiritual truth. Uranus is change, transformation, sudden change. New ways, a Promethean endeavor, something shocking. But we'll get to that. That'll be next week, next Thursday, Friday. And hope this was helpful for you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be doing Marduk's musing with Dorje. Together, we'll go over this full moon in Scorpio, opposing Sun conjunct, or yeah, already. I think already it's going to be conjuncting Gate 8, so it'll be getting close. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share with others, and thank you so much for watching.